Hey guys, it's Kelsey here, and what I'm going to be sharing with you guys today is an experiment, and what it is going to show is the importance of washing your hands with soap and water. It is super easy. We only need 2 items. We need 4 slices of fresh bread. We need 4 sandwich or freezer bags, whatever you guys have on hand, and that's it. It's so easy. So if you need help gathering these items, just get a hold of your parents and have them help you with this, and I think you guys are going to be absolutely astonished at the results of this. I know I was. So let's get started. Okay, so we are ready to start. What I want you guys to do is have your fresh bread and then have your bags labeled. So I have labeled my first bag, fresh bread, untouched. Now, what we want to do is we want to take a slice of the fresh bread that we have and touch it as little as possible, just enough to pull it out, and we want to put it in the bag. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm pulling mine out. I am putting it in the bag, touching it as little as possible, dropping it in, and there we go. Done. Bag number 2. iPhone, computer. This is what I have it labeled as. Now, the reason I have labeled this iPhone computer is because what I want you guys to do is find the absolute dirtiest surface in your house that you can think of. In mine, it is the iPhone or the computer because they are just used so much in this house. So it could be a dirty counter that hasn't been washed. It could be dirty door handles from your bathroom, your front door, your back door, whatever you guys think is the dirtiest surface. I want you to take that next piece of bread, fresh from the loaf, go wipe the computer screen down, the iPhone screen down, wipe it on some door handles, some counters, and then bring it back to your bag and put it in. That's what we're gonna do. Number 3. This I have labeled hand sanitizer. Now, what I have done here is I have taken my hands, I have washed them, or with hand sanitizer, not with soap, just my normal dirty hands that I haven't washed for a while, and put hand sanitizer on them. And then I'm gonna take out that fresh piece of bread, which I just did, and then I'm gonna rub it. I'm just gonna rub it around with my freshly hand sanitized hands, and I'm just gonna do this for a little while. And just, push on it, touch it a lot, rub it around on my hands, just as if, just like I was putting the hand sanitizer on. And then I'm going to put that into the bag labeled hand sanitizer after dirty hands. So that was after I, was doing things throughout the day or whatever, had dirty hands, hadn't washed them yet, and then went and put some hand sanitizer on, took a piece of bread, rubbed it, and put it in here. And our last one, which is the soap and water one. Now, what I want you guys to do before you take this next slice of bread, I want you guys to go to your sink or, in your bathroom or kitchen, wherever you wash your hands, and I want you to put on some soap and water, whether that be dish soap, hand soap, whatever you use to normally wash your hands. And this is now after you've had sanitizer on. You want to wash everything off now. The dirt, the hand sanitizer, everything. You want to wash with the dish soap. Just basic, everyday, regular soap. You want to wash as you guys have been taught for 20 seconds under the sink and washing everywhere. And when you're done that, I want you to come back to your loaf of bread, and I want you to take one more slice. And I want you to put it in the bag labeled soap and water, dirty hands. So that is after you have washed your dirty hands and this hand sanitizer off with your soap and water. Then take your bread and put it in here. That's it, super easy. Just want to mention to you guys, just when you are choosing your bread, when you guys choose fresh baked bread that has been baked that day, without preservatives, it will make a difference in how long the experiment takes. It usually takes about a week. The bread I chose was fresh baked, and it was about 2 to 3 days away from expiring. And it took me about 7 days before I saw the full extent of my experiment, so the full mold growth. And if you were to have used a bread with preservatives in it, it will probably take about 2 to 3 weeks. So just be aware of that as to the type of bread you're using. It doesn't mean your experiment's not working. It just might mean you need a little bit more time. So just wanted to mention that to you guys.
Okay, so here are our results. As you guys can see, the fresh untouched, the one that we never touched at all except just to touch the edge to put it in the bag, it has absolutely no mold on it yet. That's after 7 days. The one with the iPhone screen, if you look at that one, that's the one we took the bread out and we wiped it all over our dirtiest surface that we could find. That one actually has quite a bit of mold on it. If you guys look at the hand sanitizer one after dirty hands, that was the one that surprised me the most. That was the one that, I took the bread out and I had sanitized my hands, my dirty hands, that I had been just doing things throughout the day, doing whatever, and then I put hand sanitizer on, and then I took the bread out and I put it in that bag. That one has surprised me the most, because we are told to use hand sanitizer over and over and over again to keep our hands clean, yet that had the most mold growth out of any of the slices. And the last one, which was when I took my hands after the hand sanitizer, took my hands and I washed it with just regular everyday soap and water. Yeah, there's no mold. I don't see any mold on there yet. So, you know what this tells me, and these are all the same pieces of bread after 7 days. Same loaf, all fresh bread. This is the difference. So what this tells me is that, yes, hand sanitizer, I guess in a pinch, if that's all we have, use it. For those, a couple hours that we may have to, that we can't get to some water and soap, do what we have to do. But in the end, soap and water is what takes all the bacteria and viruses off those hands. So what's our takeaway from this experiment? Always, always, always wash your hands. Any chance that you can, always choose soap and water over anything. This is a pretty good experiment as far as I'm concerned. This was done after 7 days, and it's pretty blatant and pretty clear. Right in front of our eyes, soap and water works. Better than anything. So let's wash those hands, guys.
So if you guys are just curious about the science behind this experiment, the reason hand sanitizers don't work as good as soap and water is because hand sanitizers are actually meant to work under the most ideal conditions. So for example, in a hospital where they are washing their hands tons of times during a day, they don't have the buildup of grease and grime and chemicals and pesticides that hand sanitizers really only work about 60% of the time on. So under ideal conditions, hand sanitizers work fantastic, when you're washing your hands on a regular basis. But if you're not so good. So what that tells you is wash your hands as much as you can, guys, with soap and water, because soap and water will eliminate viruses and bacteria 99.999% of the time under all conditions. So that's our takeaway from this experiment, and I hope you guys learned lots. And yeah, if you have any questions, go onto our Facebook page, leave a comment, questions, whatever you guys want. We'd love to hear from you. So yeah, hopefully you guys had a good time. Bye.